Hey guys, welcome to the newest episode of Blu-ray Tuesday with Terrell. Alright guys, we're back for another week. It is the last week in September. Ain't that crazy? I feel like this year is flying by. Next week is already October, my favorite month, besides my birthday month, of the year! So I'm super excited. So, I have my little John Carpenter stuff going on today because I'm in a John Carpenter mode. I was on a stream this Tuesday with Bob's Blu-rays channel, which is super fun. Me, Mega Movie Mike, and Cinephile, Convicted Cinephile, aka Derek. We all streamed our first episode of our little get-together, which was super fun. So if y'all check that out, thank you. All the people in the comments, you guys are awesome. If you didn't, check that out on Bob's Blu-rays YouTube page. But yeah, so we talked about John Carpenter, you know, Obey, They Live. We did a top 5, and you can see what my top 5 John Carpenter films are. Halloween, you know, is amazing. John Carpenter is, you know, everyone watches this every year. So I want to showcase that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. The chat was live, so y'all watch that replay. It was a lot of fun, and stay tuned for our next episode when we do that. The stream was fun, so I'm looking forward to doing more of that. Alright, so moving on. I didn't see too many movies this past week. I did watch one that's super forgettable. But I'm gonna get into it. So, Terror Traps. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. You can watch this probably on your Amazon Prime. It's on VOD. So this movie seemed super cool. It had a great premise. Like, it's about this group of friends, or they want to be filmmakers or whatever. They all love horror. So at the beginning, they're talking about, oh, I like revenge horror. Oh, I like body horror. Like, you know, they all want to come up with all this stuff that they like. Oh, I like found footage, which is cool. So they all get together and they're like, oh, hey, this girl named George, short for Georgia or Georgina or some shit, but she go by George. I think it was supposed to be a man, but maybe they casted a woman, who knows. But George, the main character, she put this group together, and they thought, well, how about we screen these famous movies at the filming locations? And I was shocked. Like, they went to Hell House LLC, the little Amadon Hotel shit. They went there. You've seen all the hotels. They screened a movie there. They went to various different, like, film locations for the biggest slashers and horror stuff. So, where things went wrong, they went to this place. They had this movie. I can't even think what the fuck the movie was. It was a weird-ass movie, a weird title. But basically, they went to this town where this movie was filmed. The movie was very eerie. It was very creepy and very realistic. So they were like, oh, it's the scariest movie ever. Let's go to this filming location. And that's where all hell breaks loose. So they get there, and this is where the movie just went, right down, you know. Because it started off so great. I was so here for this. It's, like, perfect, like a great premise. How could you fuck this up? But they did. So basically, this movie started off high, went all the way, you know, plopped. You know, very Firestar-ish, very Jeepers Creepers Reborn-ish, and it got these, like, it's this weird turn that it took. It did take, I don't want to spoil it too much, but the turn that it took is very different from the first half of the film. It gets into some strange, something you didn't think would happen. I thought it would be, like, maybe supernatural, maybe that's a spoiler, but y'all gotta watch this. So it's called Terror Trips On Site or something was the original title, but they renamed it Terror Trips. It was a solid watch. I'll give it maybe 2.5 out of 5. It just lost me. I was so bored by the second half of the movie, then it just ended as you thought it ended. Then it ended again. And then it ended again. Why this shit got 3 endings? Like, end the movie! You know, they keep it going because they want to have those twists, or girl, no. Anyways, that movie, Terror Trips, is something that I did watch, but it was super forgettable. But yeah, good premise. If someone can redo that, that'd be awesome. and you know, finish it off right. Or that'd be a cool found footage movie. I think it would. That'd be hella cool. Alright, moving on. Another thing that happened recently, I didn't get to talk to this person myself, but I heard about it, and then it got me thinking about what I've been watching lately. So I'm gonna tell a story first, we'll get into it. So, at work, one of my coworkers were coming to me talking about, oh, I have a story to tell you. I'm like, oh, okay. And so this customer wanted to frame skin. Skin, like real life skin. And I was so confused. Skin. I was like, is this real skin? Is this bear skin? Is this, you know, ostriches? Who knows? So they wanted to frame real skin. They wanted it to be stretched and framed in something. And I'm like, what the fuck? Real life skin. It was, I guess her father died and she wanted to preserve a tattoo of his. So I didn't know you could do this. So I guess she had this skin and then my coworker's just like, oh, well, I don't know if we could do something like that. Like, you know, we can't really, it's liability. She said it's very fragile. And if we try to stretch that and just put that into like a frame or something for them, how would that work? And she's like, oh, my dad got thick skin, it's fine. And I'm like, thick skin? Bitch! Anyways, I was so confused. So he got thick skin, so I guess you could frame thick skin, I don't know, but he has this tattoo that they want to frame. And I was like, that's so gross. Like, I would never want to handle that. That's like, what if it stinks? Like, how does that work? You got dead skin that's deteriorating. And it got me to thinking, Oh, Dahmer ate this. So we gonna get into this. So Netflix put out this past weekend, which is why I haven't watched very many movies because I've been glued. It's just a very intense experience for me. Evan Peters did his thing. I feel like this nigga's a villain in real life. He needs to get therapy after this because he's a villain in everything they fucking do. It's like Ryan Murphy puts him to work on all these American Horror Stories. He's villains in like season 4 or 5. I don't know. He's in all these seasons as a fucking villain. So he plays Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer, in the Dahmer series on Netflix. So I've been watching this. I have one episode left. The shit's so intense, I had to save it. So season 1 is on Netflix. It's like the most talked about thing all over the internet, all over the socials, and I think it's the #1 most watched or some shit on Netflix. But it got me, and I was so invested into this. Every episode has something new. It dives deep into like the victims. He killed 17 people, ate them, raped them, killed them, and I knew of this guy. I've seen like stories about this as like various movies and shows that like, you know, talk about this guy or they like allude to his murders and stuff. This horror films that are like, you know, portrayed from what this Jeffrey Dahmer guy did. So it shows his life growing up. His family life was not the tea. His mama barely even wanted him, was never around him. She was scared of UFOs. The bitch believed in UFOs, so she left him for some to go chase some UFOs. And she was scared of her son. The daddy just wanted him to be like fucking girls all the time and watching porn. And I was like, okay, dad. Like, he's like, oh, you got a girl? I haven't seen porn under your bed. I was like, he don't want that. The signs is there. So instead of him like trying to, you know, love his son the way his son is, well, I know he knew, but he was just trying to push him to get some pussy. But anyway, so he had a rough upbringing. It seemed that the family life was just not the tea, and he had an infatuation with like when he was in school. He liked to dissect shit. He wanted to cut shit out. He liked the feel of the guts and shit. Gross, right? And he took a liking to little boys and men's, well, most of the little boys because he killed the boys. But we don't get into it. So these episodes are not, you know, if you guys are, you know, if you like serial killer stuff, I mean, you'll be all into this. But it's kind of sad and intense for me because the way he plays this role, it's almost like I'm watching this man kill these people and I want to call the cops and help. That don't work though. So people in this, which they alluded, people call. People are like, oh hey, this guy has a girl. I mean, this dude in here screaming. Can you guys come check this out? He's in this apartment and it's a little boy, right? And the cops come. I'm just gonna talk about this. This is all of the news. It's not too much of a spoiler, but there's a 14-year-old boy that he gets. And he brings him to his room. He drugs his victims. Like he'll meet him like in a bar or on the street, the corner store. And he gets these young kids or young boys or men. And he says, "Oh, I got beer at the house. You want to come?" Or you know, little kids like, "Oh, I'll give you this much money." He takes pictures of them and he's like, "Oh, I'll give you all this money if you just come." Right? He makes them a drink and I don't know why they don't watch him make these drinks because I always watch people make my drinks. You know, I don't know you, bitch. I see you. Huh. But anyways, he made the drink and he drugs them. So this kid actually got away. And the neighbor saw this. So she called the cops, and these cops were so uncomfortable with this man being gay because he lied to them saying, "Oh, this is my boyfriend." He's like, "Oh, he looks kind of young. How old are you? How old is he?" He's like, "Oh, he's 19. That nigga is not 19. He was 14 years old. Everyone in that apartment was like, "Cops, why don't you like check his ID?" They would not check the ID because they said that that's his boyfriend and they're not into gay shit. And at the end of that episode, this is episode 2, they had the real recording and the text for it. And that shit was so heartbreaking. The woman kept saying, "Are you sure?" And the cops just like, "Oh yeah, it's just his boyfriend. They're gay. I don't want to be a part of that. Their gayness or whatever. Let them be them." And I was like, what the fuck? So I learned that, and I looked into this. That guy, that cop, he was just very uncomfortable. You could tell from the scenes that they had. And that little boy died. So the boy got raped and killed, and there's pictures and all this stuff. He was only 14. His family's looking for him. It's very sad. The family's, it's just brutal. Anyways, that this guy, the cop that just felt uncomfortable, he came out as gay a few years later or so. We look it up, Google it. Anyways, that nigga was gay, that cop. So, I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. So, that's just that. So, the next few episodes, he's meeting different people, hitchhikers, and it's getting worse. He accidentally kills somebody. It goes back and forth between present and when he was a kid, his first murders to the trial, I guess, and he's, you know, all that good stuff. So, I'm on the finale, so I don't know how that ends, but it just gets intense. I won't spoil too much, but there's this episode 6. That's all I gotta say. Episode 6. That one fucked me up. Episode 6, so fucking sad. I don't like, you know, sad shit like that, but this, thinking about it, reading the stories, I actually watched the trial of this person's mother and how insanely pissed she was, and the emotion, it just hits you. It's like piercing. I don't know. Dahmer, that shit is intense. I highly recommend it. So far, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't know. Dahmer, watch it, and yeah, hit the comments and tell me what y'all think, if y'all liked it, disliked it. Maybe I'll talk about it again once I finish it, but this shit's crazy. If you like serial killers and slashers and all that kind of stuff, they really go in depth. Evan Peters deserves some type of award. And Stacey Nash. Stacey Nash, I believe is her name. The neighbor. She's amazing too. Great actress. She's killing her role. And watching this show, I was scrolling through looking for like fucking like other Dahmer stuff, like other stuff that's came out. You know, there My Friend Dahmer. I actually own that on Blu-ray. I've never watched it. I think that talks about him when he was younger, had a best friend, and then it just ends before he gets older. I don't know. I didn't watch that one yet, but I heard mixed reviews on that. And there's this one that I actually purchased because of this show called Dahmer. So this stars the dude who played in Avengers. He plays Hawkeye. What is his name? Jeremy Renner. So he plays Jeffrey Dahmer in this film. And I know nothing about this, but the tagline is, one man, 17 bodies, his story is finally told. So I think this is one of the bigger Jeffrey Dahmer films that released. And MVD Visual Marquee Collection put this out. Cool little slipcover, a lot of bonus features. This came out, I think, in, 2007 or so. The Blu-ray just was released, I think, last year. But, yeah, I'm excited to check this out after the show. I don't know if that's going to be as good as this. I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to be as good as the show, but I'm hell looking forward to it, and that show made me want to look into Dahmer. That man is sick, disgusting, and crazy, so I mean, I don't know. Check it out. Alright, y'all, so getting into this week's Blu-rays. It was a pretty solid week this week. I think going into October, we have some really cool releases, and yeah, let's get into it. So the first one that I picked up this week is Evil Dead, the remake. So, this is where remakes did they shit right. Like, Evil Dead's amazing, Evil Dead 2's even better, Army of Darkness, and then you get the Evil Dead, the remake. I remember when this was just announced, everyone was like, why would they remake Evil Dead? You know what they usually do. Anyway, so they put this shit out, and Mia, that bitch is great. They did a good job with this remake. Like, insane. Gory, bloody, they had a cool story. It's almost similar, but Mia is a great final girl rival. Like, you know, I wanted her and Ash to team up on the next one. And I think there was talks of doing that. I don't know what happened with that. There is a new Evil Dead movie coming out called Evil Dead Rise. I think there's like a teaser poster for that. But yeah, so Scream Factory put this out in 4K. That's why I double dipped on this. It has the R-rated and unrated version. And it has a new 4K restoration by Sony. And new audio commentary and a bunch of featurettes. And yeah, maybe that's why Sony had a lot of play into this one, because they didn't have like a cool little new artwork. You know, usually Scream Factory puts their artwork and then the regular one on the inside. But yeah, 4K. I'm excited to rewatch this in 4K. And yeah, good movie. All right. Next up is one that is so funny. Somebody commented on my post. They're like, oh shit, this movie's coming out. I know Terrell's gonna get this. Shout out to you on Instagram. I can't remember who said that, but yeah, if y'all was listening, tag yourself down there. But anyways, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay, I watch this every year. I'm Team Helen Shivers, Sarah Michelle Gellar, my favorite chase scene in the history of horror films that I've watched in my life. Fight me. But yeah, in the comments, if y'all have other chase scenes that y'all like better than this, come with it. But I love this movie so much. I watch it every year, especially on 4th of July. And yeah, it's got a 4K re-release, the 25th anniversary. Time flies, y'all. And they just released this year, or last year, the TV show that was very, very forgettable, got canceled. You know, you don't need to watch that. But anyways, Know What You Did Last Summer, 25th anniversary. It has bonus features on both discs, which is cool. The 4K disc usually does not have bonus features too much. They're always on the Blu-ray edition. But there's like deleted scenes and interviews on the 4K disc. It doesn't say if they're new or not, but I'm excited to check those out. And I like that this has a different cover on the slipcover. This isn't my favorite cover. But if you take it out, it has the original OG cover, which is what I like. I love this cover so much. It's original. I think I bought the book. I have the Laserdisc shit of this. And I don't know. Love slashers, post-Scream slasher. Sarah Michelle Gellar's amazing. Julia's not my favorite final girl. And if you watch the stream on Bob's Blu-rays, we do get into it about Miss Julie James. Jennifer Love Hewitt is great, but Julie James is not my favorite final girl. So I think I've said that before. But anyways, 4K. So y'all better get this. A lot of stores aren't carrying these. My Best Buy has no Blu-rays at all. I had to order them, and I've seen a lot of people had issues with this movie and Evil Dead. Sadly, I heard that some people got their shit scratched up, beat up, thrown. Like, I feel so bad for y'all, like, period. Like, I've been mad. Like, I had to open mine to double check, because I don't want to be mad. But mine came minty fresh, so I was really excited. All right. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Next up is one that is getting mixed reviews. I wish I watched this before this, because I would go in, but stay tuned to next week. I might go in on this movie if I dislike it. And it's The Munsters! There's a great chance that I am going to dislike this movie, let me tell you. Look at that cover. That bitch is... Look at this. This is like a spoof. Y'all used to watch Mad TV? This is like what a Mad TV version of fucking Monsters looks like. Mad TV. You know, not even Saturday Night Live. Mad TV. Anyway, so all new movie from Rob Zombie. I'm not a big Rob Zombie fan. I did not like 31. 3 from Hell should go to hell. And you got The Munsters, and he really wanted to remake this. So I don't know what to take from this. It is rated PG, so I guess he made this for kids too. Parental guidance, suggested. It's collector's edition. I don't know why. It just has the Blu-ray. I like the slipcover, I guess. It's like little, it feels a little bumpy, like Goosebumps. Remember the Goosebumps books? Goosebumps probably better than this. I bet you it is. But anyway, so it does have some bonus features. It has the return to Mockingbird Lane, and it also has feature commentary by Rob Zombie. I don't like him commentating on shit, because he think he a joke, or he think we a joke. We just gonna cash in on everything he got, like I did. But anyways, I remember I watched 31, and at the end of the movie, he had this fucking interview talking about, oh, I bet you if I put this movie on or come up with this story, I can make it, and everybody's gonna come watch it. And he was right. We all watched it. Some of us fell asleep. But I will say The Munsters is one. I do like The Munsters. I like the old series. And they try to do this shit over and over and over. I remember a few years ago, they wanted to do a reboot show with the dude from Scream 2. The love interest. I can't not think of his name right now. But he was one of the characters in this. And basically, the show was supposed to be like a new reboot series, but the shit was so bad, the pilot was bad that they just turned into a TV movie. So a lot of times the monsters can't get revived, but Rob Zombie's trying it. So I see a lot of people trashing this movie. I got 2 DMs. They're like, okay, can't wait till you watch this. I want your reaction. And I did see a couple people that did like it. So stay tuned. I can't wait to watch this. Look at that. It looks so goofy. All right, The Munsters. All right, guys. So the biggest release this week that dropped for all you Marvel fans is Thor: Love and Thunder. So Thor. Okay, so the Thor movies. I don't know. This movie is just pure comedy. If y'all like Thor Ragnarok, you'll probably like this one. It's along the same lines. It's very comedic. You had, I think I might have talked about this on a few episodes ago, but you got Russell Crowe as Zeus in his little tutu. That was a funny little scene, I guess. You got to see Thor butt naked. I didn't like the little rushed thing with the 2 Thors. The mighty Thor, you don't want to misgender her, even though she's a girl. But, Lady Thor, he called her that, and she got mad. I get it though. She's mighty. But anyways, I didn't know much about her character and her story about the whole cancer thing. But and I just feel like their love story was just really rushed, because I feel like we knew what was going to happen, what was inevitable, but they had to get that in under 2 hours. In under 2 hours! That's another thing I want to talk about. This movie is just under 2 hours. For Marvel films, I thought that was a little bit odd, because I know a lot of them a little bit over 2 hours. This one's under 2 hours, which is different. But Thor: Love and Thunder, I went with the Walmart exclusive slipcover, and it comes with an enamel pin. I didn't open it to take a look at it, but I think what stole the show for me was these motherfucking goats. They'll be screaming. They is the goat of Thor. The goats of the goat. So I'm here for that. The goats, y'all watching, if y'all know, you know. But I also did double dip, and I got the Best Buy exclusive steelbook, also in 4K. And I like this. It's all embossed and stuff. And Thor, I don't know. I wish I liked this movie more. But, I mean, I double dipped on it. I had to like it some kind of way. But I do recommend you guys check it out. If you don't want to buy the Blu-ray just yet, Black Friday, things probably be on sale. That's right around the corner. But if you don't want to double dip on it or buy it at the moment, Disney Plus does have this for streaming. So check it out. All right. And it has loads of bonus features, y'all. A bunch of bonus features. Disney's pretty good at that. I'm glad there's slip covers. I do like the regular edition of the 4K slip as well. And I was debating, but I hella like this Walmart one. I don't know. It has King Valkyrie. It has my rock dude here. I don't know. I forgot his name. But the goats are the goat. Hashtag the goats are the goat. And I highly recommend checking that out. All right. So that's it for this week's Blu-ray Tuesday. Stay tuned for next week, because it's October! One of my favorite months, like I said. And stay tuned, we got some surprises. So you might not know who's going to show up in this seat. But stay tuned. If y'all watched this last year, you got a little taste of it. But stay tuned. We got some surprises. And, yeah. Listen to me on CNT Unfiltered. Don't forget to hear the Overlook Hour. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!